Welcome back to Underestimated Poker. Today we are going to be grinding some tournaments, some cash games, a little bit of mix of everything. Um, Currently 6 tables up. We will max out at 8, um, just so that the stream stays relatively clean. Um, if you guys are interested in a poker tracker, hand to know it's 10% off if you use our promo code. Highly recommend it. We'll just get right into it. So, bankroll this. Oh, I guess I need to update that. Bankroll's at almost 700 now. Um, so, we've been grinding back pretty decently and slowly. So, playing mostly NL25 and some NL50 when we can. I'm going to turn this back to blue. We may do a gauntlet today, even if we just pick a couple tables. We'll color change the tables, and then we will run those tables up and see how that goes. I got a new webcam. Hopefully that's pretty clean looking and not too out there. It's got a ring cam, so it should brighten everything up a little bit. It checks to us twice. I think we just check back here and bet river if he checks again. And we'll value bet now on the river. Still could get called by like ace-10, but I think we're just targeting like pocket 10s, pocket jacks, pocket 8s, pocket 9s, that kind of stuff. Not a super great flop for us. We are going to stab here against somebody playing 60% of hands. Unfortunately, he does jam over us, so we just have to let that go when we break off. You could also argue just jamming flop. But I'm sure he has lots of king jack, queen jack, ace jack in that calling range, so we don't want to get too crazy. Okay, just getting streams and stuff going, so just have to bear with me as we try to get everything loaded in. We do fold the king 8 bottom left. Okay. He checks back flop, and we'll just small value bet. We don't want to go too big here. You could argue this is maybe just too small, but I'm just trying to get called by king X, essentially, or worse. All right, so that's there. We want to mute all the streams. Okay. Okay, we're live over on Twitch now. So we'll pull that up. Fold here. Call the 8-5 suited. Okay, I think we are all set. Let's call it. Okay. And we'll fold the 8-5 suited. And we're going to ice it with the king queen suited, of course. Okay, so that's up and running. We just got to get the YouTube. Oh, I forgot to put a. I just got to edit this. I forgot to put a thumbnail on for YouTube. So let me just jump in here. Fold here. Fold jack 6. 3 bets pre, goes half pot on flop. We'll call 1. If he's willing to keep barreling, we'll just let that go, especially when he goes that big. Where do I go here? Okay. Why is it not letting me? It's a pretty good flop. We'll give him one shot to shove on it. Hopefully he doesn't have the ace of spades. He does have the ace of spades. It's a lot of outs. We do block 2 of them though. It's a good start. Good turn. Good river. Nice. Wild to flop the king high flush and just still have 9 outs against us. Okay, there we go. There's the thing. Yeah, this one will do. Alright, we got the thumbnail up and running now. And we just got to add in a couple tags, and away we go. So, GGPoker, cash, online. Enough. Alright, fold 7-5. Deuces will just let go. I think I'm just going to c-bet here on this board, even multi-way. Alright, we're double check too, so I think flush draws and flushes would have bet on this turn card, so we will bet it. And I do expect to get quite a few folds. Okay, that's all saved up, and so that's up and running. Should be good to go. All right. I think we're good. 2 callers with the ace out there. Not super great. There's gonna be a lot of ace X's in their range, and we're just multi-way, so we can just let that go. We don't have really any backdoor draws here, and no overcards. So fine getting out of the way, especially against like a 65 and 78. They can pretty much have anything. So you could argue maybe just c-betting 100% because the range is going to be super wide. But without any kind of backdoor equity, I think just getting out of the way is obviously more than fun. Okay, deuces will just take a flop. Okay, king jack suited. We do call, we do 3-bet. We'll just call this time. It's a good flop for our range, so we will leave that out. And take that down. Okay. Twitch is up and firing. And YouTube is up and firing, so we're good to go there. Ace 8 suited, we'll 3-bet here as well. He's deep. Okay. And we'll see if there's any tournaments running. You know what? Maybe we should add like a little PLO just for fun. What do they got here? 5 cent, 10 cent. Or 10 cent, 25 cent PLO. Yeah, you know what? We don't play a lot of PLO, so let's... What did I just do? Okay. Look at this. All right, we did jump in on a... Raise that. Oh, shit. Setting up this stream, I gotta get here at pre-flop, or pre-grind. And we do pick up a ton of equity, and they fold. Okay, we'll just fold to that. Just fold to that. We definitely should have bet at some point here in the bottom left. That was a mistake to check all the way down. And just give that pot up. Definitely don't want to be doing that very often. That will, 1, destroy your red line completely, and 2, you're just giving away and letting them realize all of their equity, which is not a great spot that we want to be in. Okay, 6 suited. So yeah, we'll keep the stream for a while here today. Not sure 100% how long I'll be on. We do have to go over to the building lot, chop some trees down, lay out the house. We are digging on Monday, so that's exciting. I think again, like once he jams for like the 3rd time, oh, that's a nice hand. Like the 3rd time in the row there, we have to call here with an 8. Pink. Karma, baby. Gotta run it twice. You don't want that bad karma. Okay. 10-6 suited, we'll let that go. 2.5. What are we dodging here? Just a 9 ball. Okay. All right, let's see what tournaments we can get ourselves into. I don't think there's very many. There's literally one tournament running. We'll register it. Why not? It's literally a $2 tournament. Who cares? I do miss playing tournaments. We just don't have the time anymore to do it. We can't commit to like 10-hour grinds and stuff. And with all the late reg lasting for like your entire life. Did he just reload? Yeah, he just reloaded. So we're grinding out here. Okay, Twitch is up and running as well. For you guys who do watch on YouTube, feel free to, if you go to my profile, you'll find the link over to my Twitch. Feel free to slip over there, give a follow. Definitely helps with the channel. Definitely promotes Twitch. We are trying to grow the stream, obviously, so. Okay, we'll fold the 10-5 off. I don't see any, there's not really any satellites running right now either. Ontario Millions, no Sati here. Okay, fold here. And we're going to 3-bet here and squeeze out the OP Howdy. Dr. Jamie's pretty nitty, so he actually won a bad beat the other day, so he might be loosening up a little bit. Oh, yeah, pretty clear cut, just a 3-bet squeeze here. That's the key, getting rid of him. This guy's just going to fold a ton. There's no balance in the micro, pretty much at any stake realistically, but especially at lower stakes. There's no balance very often in like that floating range. It's usually just like a shitty pocket pair, and it's either you're going to have a villain who will call that pair to set mine even against 15 bigs, or you'll have somebody who's like just calling anything suited, any pocket pair, and then they just end up folding a 10. Most villains over defend their tiny pocket pairs versus out of position 3-bets, and they just set mine everything, which just results in them spewing money, of course. So there's a whopping $10 first place here in the bottom right, but we're just killing time, so nothing wrong with that. Okay, fold the 9-7 off, and we will 3-bet the ace queen. Okay, fold the 4-3, and we'll fold jack 9. So we'll see how the stream goes. We'll see how the stream goes today. And we're going to value bet the king. Interesting click it back. I've done this to him quite a few times. So the first time he's firing back, I think I call. I didn't want to see the 7. Mind you, he probably doesn't do that a whole lot often with like 4-5 or 6-5. Oh, he didn't value bet straight there. Crazy. I guess the flush rolled in, but still. Should still be value betting there most often. You could argue because there's 4 straight and a flush draw out there, you're not going to get really, you're not going to get called by a chop pretty much. That's about it. Sets would have probably shoved turn. Some portion of the time anyways. Fold king deuce. Okay. Fold queen 5. If you guys just checking out the stream, make sure to hit that like button. Feel free to chat, ask questions, see what's up. Make sure you check out the YouTube as well. Helps promote the stream. Getting right into it here. Okay, we'll fold the king nine, 4x open. We'll just let the 6-5 suited go. We do not play a lot of tournaments, so uh, take that for what you will. We used to play a ton years ago. We had like an insane ROI back in the day, like for like low stakes tournaments. It was like 110% or something nuts over like 3 or 4 thousand tournaments. Like it was an insane EV, but that was way back when people were just um, pretty much just trash at poker. And we have not played like tournaments, or like a significant amount of tournaments at any point in the last, I don't even know how long. We are gonna blast this turn card. It's a pretty good brick, and we just have all the ace king. He has some like king jack, king queen, but villains are just overcalling flops and overfolding turns to a point against certain sizings, I find. Mostly at the lower stakes, bigger bets, they just fold a ton. As soon as you start putting them to like a spot where they're going to have to call off their entire stack, the level of nittiness definitely goes up, and their willingness to call definitely goes significantly down. Jack 6. So we got some NL10, NL50, and NL25 tables, and running. We are going to double barrel here when the 10 rolls off. We've just counterfeited all of his pocket pairs that are like 9s and under. He does call the king high. Chip at pots, we are going to check call the queen and probably not fold to him. And we'll give him a chance to bluff river as well. Wow, how do you give up on 2 pair, bro? Is that flop? Pot flop. Okay. Had the microphone muted. Yeah, we're just jamming here with the flush draw and the gutter ball. Nice. That's huge. Double our stack almost. Okay, and we will raise the. Oh, he lived in button. Okay, that's fine. C-bet this board. Take that down. Okay, and we'll fold the 9-6, and we will bump up the 7-8 suited. Fold check it. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, you had an 8K, 9K, 10K, something like roll built up for this like 4th bankroll challenge or whatever it is, which we've kind of pulled out of. We bought a building lot, so we're building a house, pulled most of that off to put towards that to decrease interest. So we're just kind of rebuilding from there. Okay. King 5. Do value bet, we get called. Perfect. Yeah, so we've got a couple tournaments up and running. Going to 3-bet the tens, fold the 4 deuce. Alright, so that seems okay. The 8 tables is definitely cleaner. I think the way like the screen's locked in is 6 is a bit squished, I think. For 22 bigs, we're just going to jam this. And I have no idea. Ace king, you just jam that? 25 bigs? It used to be anything, like when you have 20 bigs, you're just like jamming or folding. But we'll just shove this in here with ace king. Okay, we see bet flop. And we'll overbet turn a little bit for value. Take it down. I wonder if he has aces. What would that be? That'd be crazy. And we're gonna jam ace queen for again 18 big blind stack. He does end up folding. Okay, we get called. Sevens versus ace queen, classic flip. Okay. Okay, doesn't want to run it twice. See if karma strikes again. Telling you, somebody asks to run it twice, you got to do it. The karma is just there. It's just bad karma to decline it. Can't be after that bad karma. Yeah, we take it down. What did we do here? Did we check back this flop? Did check back flop, and he leads out on turn. If we had eights, I'd call. I think we'll just let that go this time. Out of position, we're just going to check the 5 ball. Okay. Value bet small here. We don't need to be super balanced against these guys, obviously. And we do end up making a straight, so we can go bigger on the river. But yeah, we definitely don't need to be balanced, so we don't need to like overbet turn there when we want to get called. We can just go small and try to squeeze out a little bit of value. That's 100% fine. What's going on in this bottom left? I feel like we've just been losing every single hand for a little bit too long now. We were at 250 a minute ago. Okay. Calls, flop a backdoor, overcard, and gut shot. Pot here on this board texture. He calls. We do bink the 9, but it puts all of the jack X's out there. So we barrel again. I think we'll just turn our 9 into a bluff here. If he doesn't have a jack, he probably lets this go. We get 10x to fold. Well, we're committed. I'm just jamming here. I don't know. It's probably bad. But again, we're going to go with the logic where generally speaking, if he had a jack, he jams here. So if he's checking it to me, that's fine. But yeah, I think we're just committed at this point that we should just be jamming this in and trying to push him off like queen 10 or queen king or something like that. Might not be the greatest bluff on the river, but again, given that villains generally just don't check to you enough on the rivers, oops, should be 3-betting the 7s there, or probably just letting it go realistically. Calling's probably okay because we just don't get squeezed enough. But again, yeah, like not a great spot. I mean, great spot when 4 people call, for sure. Okay, top right, jack 9, let it go. King 9, we're going to open. We're just going to fold the 7s here with 4 players. Okay, out of position, we'll just check the king high flush draw. And if he bets, we're just going to check shove. Okay. Take that down. And we used to have, we used to just like limp pot every single time. That was a hugely profitable line for us back in the day. We'd limp the button and then just pot flop. And you just got tons of folds. Nice. Okay. Fold the 10-8. And we'll bump the ace-king, of course. Calling any shove. Shoving over any 3-bets. Calls and then pots into us. We will let that go. And we are going to raise up the ace-king. And we're going to barrel here. It's actually a spot to go small most often on this board. It's a good run out. See, this is not the greatest. I think because we have top set, we just kind of have to call, but we are going to lose to a flush like a lot of the time here. Guess we just call though. Yes. Your hand, sometimes your hand's just too strong, and it just is what it is. That line's very, very rare to see, but it does work. Like that'll work. Like that line will work. Um, okay, we get check raised. We already let that go. Camilla Bryan at 55 says his chats, or she says, or he says, his chat's not working. For the king jack off. All right, and we'll bump up the queen 8 off. Okay. Check back this board. Like queen ball. Okay, I'm gonna value bet here. He does call turn. We're still gonna value bet river. We do lose to some better queens, but there's gonna be a lot of 3x, 4x, 5x that he called turn with. 6x, deuce x, ace high, all that kind of stuff. So we can always give him a chance. Make a bad call when we are pretty confident we're ahead, and when he shoves, we know we're just beat, so we can just get out of the way, and that does happen. Okay. We will bump the 10-9. We are streaming from Canada. Camilla Bryan asks where we're from. We are in Canada. Oh, I guess yes. Okay, we fold the jack-9, fold the 7 deuce, fold the king-6 off. That's 7 off. Just double check tables here. Raise the ace queen. Check the 10-6 off. Okay, spike the 10. We're going to value bet that once they check back flop. There's an $8 turbo here we could join in. I just can't see, like, it's just too crazy when you join, like, fresh here and there's estimated duration an hour and a half. Elimination. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out how long the late reg is for this stuff. don't know where it says in the tournament with late reg to 6. That's only an hour late reg. That's not too bad. Yeah, sure, whatever. Let's fire it up. Raise the king 10. And 13 bigs, we'll just jam the 7s here in the bottom right. Okay. And we're just going to readjust the stream here quick. Now that we're into 8 tables. I think the chat disappears. Okay, flop 2 pair, we're just going to bet into him. But we'll be full screen now. Makes it a bit. Okay, check there, and we will respond over on Twitch. Okay. He does call. Ooh, counterfeit on the river. That sucks. He'll fold the ace 3 and the 8-5. I think I still call here with the 8. Nice. Okay, queen falls. I think we'll check back the jacks here. Okay, checks again. Beat 10s that would call. Queens, kings, aces. You would think ace, queen. Given stack sizes here in the top right, we're just going to jam. You would think ace, queen would bet. I'm just going to go small here. Try to get called. A 9x, like 9-8, 9-10 suited, that kind of hand. Pocket 10s. We do get called by 8s. Nice. Ace, king calls. Perfect. We do lose the flip here in the top right. All right, so we got the 8 tables up and running. Okay, fold here. Okay, fold the ace 7 off, fold 7-4 off. I think I'm going to give up here with the 10-8. 9-7 caught. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, we raise the 5s. We're going to do a lot of min betting, I think, here in the bottom right. Min bet, bet, bet. Because I think villains are going to be significantly over folding. I think queen 9's a shove on the button into the blinds. Again, I don't really know shoving ranges super well. I just remember it used to be like if you're beating 50% of hands, used to be the general like so like queen 7 off not kind of hand. We do bank the river after it goes check 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 check. So yeah, we'll definitely call it 6. Did 4. The 4s are like a bluff there, so should be going bigger, not for value. Okay, check the ace 3. Check. And we will fold the 7-4 off. Okay. Okay. And we'll bump the ace 6. The 7-4 will just take the flop. I think did we raise pre here? Yeah, we did. Okay. Go for a check raise here on this board. We get snap call. The snap call really does feel like the flush draw here. He does bet again pretty quickly. I guess we'll just let this one go here. Try to get a little frisky on the flop, but didn't really pan it. Okay. Check the queen jack. Okay, queen high is just going to be the best hand here a lot. So, yeah, exactly. We expect to win there with queen high most of the time. He should be betting like 9-5 obviously there at some point, just to try to take it down. So you could argue that maybe we should be considering to start betting there once he's checking. Because the fact that he's just checking down could make it more likely if he was a good player or a very good player or whatever. It could make it more likely that he has showdown value. I don't think we need a raise here. I think we'll just call. And we will 3-bet the 8s. You can also just call the 8s, given that we're deep. Okay, and we do make the nizzles on the turn here. We're going to value bet. ISO the ace-10 suited, fold the king deuce. And I'm just going to give up with the 7-3. Interesting board here. You don't bet this hand too often, but we're actually blocking 7-8. So it's going to make it significantly less likely that he has the straight here. I think we probably... That's a beautiful river card. I was going to say we probably can't fold. How do we turn the 8-2? It's hilarious. We haven't crushed all the way though at that rate. So we ISO'd pre with 6s, got 2 callers, nobody re-raised. I don't expect them to have super strong hands. Obviously with an overpair on this board, we're check calling. Blasts again, there's a lot of flush draws out there. Probably need to call one more. We still do have 4 outs to make the straight. He does give up, could be a king, yeah. Unfortunate turn card there. 7 deuce suited, I guess we fold. I gotta start paying more attention up here in the top right. We're missing a bunch of shove spots for sure. Again, we just don't play enough tournaments and stuff. Okay. Queen 9 off, we're gonna fold. And with 5 deuce suited, we're just gonna fold. We're just gonna start shoving a ton here. The top right. Tournaments are fun, but man, I don't know how people don't get tilted. You just invest all that time in them, and then, and then you just like get sucked out on one time, and you're cooked 8 hours down the drain. So boosters just like calling everything here. Probably should tighten up in this spot a little bit more and just play a little bit more of a value heavy range. And a little bit less bluffs because we're not getting folds. The whole point of raising like your bluffs is to get the folds on the flops and stuff. We'll just go half pot here, try to get called by a king or a 9. He's still gonna have lots of ace X that beats us, but we still should be betting for value there. Yeah. If you're not losing sometimes when you're betting for value, you're just not betting wide enough at all. Okay, fold the 10-3. Fold the 3 deuce. I think we'll just let that go multi-way with no club. We'll call king 10 suited. 3-bet the ace 10 heads up. Against full pot, we'll just let that go. If there's a spade, we could argue check raising more, but without one, I'm happy to just let that go. And on the king here, in the 3-bet pot, we will go half pot. C-bet. And we'll fire another half potter here. This. Yeah, I think we're just gonna jam 10s. When it goes like call. I think jamming here is fine. We do get snapped off, unfortunately. Okay, a great spot. Happy to get it in against ace 4. He does run it once. So we're looking for no diamond and no ace here on the turn. It's a 4, right? We're just dodging this scary 4 too. 4s always look like aces. We're dodging the runner 2 pair though. Nice. Okay, so we double up here, bottom left. It's a good 3-bet by him. Good 3-bet squeeze, a little too small, and very, 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 very bad call. Okay. Oh yeah, we just like we just blinded out of this tournament. I haven't even looked at it once. That was silly. Okay, we'll fold the Jack-6 off. Nice. No 10 on the river. Ooh. Perfect. Okay, fold Jack-4. And we'll just defend here. Super deep. I don't want to be 3-betting against an under the gun open, but we definitely want to be playing hands with him, given how deep we are. And we will 3-bet the 7s here. And we're going to peel 1 with ace queen, of course, especially against that sizing. And heads up, we definitely call the ace. Nice. Okay, we get a limp in here from the 4 big blind stack. I think even still, we need to shove the ace here, given we only have 7 bigs. Definitely call again with the ace. I think I'll half pot. It's probably worth another call, realistically. And oh, we did limp call, yeah. That limp is suspicious on 4 bigs, so it's possible we should just fold the ace there, but nice. Oh, killed by the river team. Okay, ace 5 suited, top right, all in. Okay, and we're just gonna jam here with ace deuce. Obviously, we are 4-betting the kings here and going with it. If we run into aces, so be it. We have multi-callers here, so we got a chance. We just need a club for the nuts. If you guys are on YouTube, make sure you hit that like button. Feel free to chat. Feel free to slip over and check out Twitch as well. 10-5, 8-7, 3. We're actually in the lead. So this guy bluffed them off and we won. That's fantastic. Huge spot for us there. And we're going to 3-bet the deuces. Okay. Queen Jack suited is probably just another shove, 5-handed. And we're just going to jam the ace jack. Raise ace 4. Jack's not a super fun card to see, given how deep we are. What do we need? Oh, we can't even get a club. We just need a bear 10. We're going to block bet river here, happily. He snap checks back turn. Right, so we did get banked out of that tournament. GG's. Okay. Once they both check twice, we're going to value bet the ace now. And in the limped pot, we're going to lead out here with the jack and call if he jams. Three bet here, fold the jack 3. I think we just check now when the 10 rolls off. Most of his range is just going to be like draws and stuff. We do call here with the jack. He snap checks back. We'll go with the value now. I think we have to 2x pot, clubs, ace rolls off. What if we let this go or just call? This booster's getting a bit annoying here. Okay. We do flop the set. So checks back flop, we bet turn, he raises. Really does feel like a queen with this line. Right. And given his stack size here in the middle table with the set of 7s, we'll just stick the money in. At this point, he's not folded, so 6. Nice. So we're just dodging a 2 outer queen. Okay. So we're on 4-card PLO, not having a clue what we're doing. But tables are pretty dead everywhere, so it's interesting that he checks flop and then just like full pots it. I don't really know what. I guess he would check all of his, theoretically would check all of his overcards there. Yeah, we just have to call the nines here. We can't fold. Okay, we're flipping. Yes, we will definitely run it twice. Good start. Good turn. All right, we're free rolling. Good start. Cute. Ooh, scary turn. Nice. That's us. Both hands. Thank you, sir. GG's. Fold the 9-7. Okay, we'll fold here, fold here, fold here. King 7 suited, we'll check. Fold the 8-5, fold the 8-3. I think we just fold the ace-3 suited down here. Okay. Fold the queen-6 off. And raise the 6-7 suited. We are trying to keep Twitch stream going too. Okay, and we'll call here. Okay, fold the deuces, queen 4. I think I'm struggling to track the tables for some reason today. We're just gonna check the deuces here. Let this one go to Sanji. Fold here, check here. And we will overbet here. Poker School says I'm good a Sanji. Oh, so Sanji's right here. We're playing him heads up. He's also watching the stream. Welcome to the stream. Okay, we do flop bottom pair. Okay. Check here, check here, check here. Ace rolls off. Bets again. Okay, we'll just let that go. Guess we shouldn't talk too much about the upper left table. Okay, we do bink in the bottom right, but we will fold that. Fold the 9-4. 10-4 off, we'll just let go. Okay, we will let the 9-6 off go, the 7-6 off go, the 9-7 off. And we're gonna 3-bet here. One, villains are not 4-betting like ever, and we want to play against this guy super deep. So given his stack size, we should probably just be mid-opening for the most part. This board will go bigger. We're repping like ace-king right now. Pocket kings, pocket aces, ace-queen, that type of hand. Pots it again. We'll probably be looking for a club here most of the time. Just getting run over by Sanji. Queen 7 suited, we probably want to check here. We can have the best hand now, and if we bet and get shoved on, that's like probably the worst outcome. But just value bet here with the queen high. I think I'm going to leave this PLO table. I don't have a clue what I'm doing. I'm finding it hard to track my other tables with it. Could just be that all the tables are short too, so action's popping up pretty quickly, in and out. Okay, he starts checking back. We'll value bet here. Call a shove, of course. Or just call the raise. We're just likely chopping a lot of the time. Missed opportunity to take the stack there, probably. Okay. Fold king 7 off. Raise here. Okay, get another heads up table going. Okay. Do 3-bet the ace king and brick. Let's hope he shoves the jack. Not a great flop for ace king there in the top right. We're just gonna jam ace 8 here against a 4x open. Nice. Okay, run it twice. 10 or an ace. Not this time. Oh, come on, man. Nice hand. Okay, we're gonna check down the 9 here. Okay, like multi-way here with 10-8. Flop the nuts, essentially. Given our stack size, we're going to be... That was a gross hand there, completely dominated. Got big twice by king. Okay, we're gonna barrel with the 6s. Fold here, raise the 5-4 suited. Raise the jacks. I think we just call down here against Sanji now. It's been showing a willingness to just barrel off a lot. So we don't really want to just kind of give up. Okay. We threw that pre, he called the flop barrel, he called the turn barrel. He doesn't like, thing is, he doesn't have ace queen very often, he doesn't have aces, doesn't have queens, doesn't have jacks, shouldn't have a ton of pocket eights, so I think we just need to probably jam in the top right there. We're repping queens, aces, ace queen, ace king, ace jack on the river, you know. Oh, he banks the jack, that's disgusting. So calling a 3-bet with jack 8 off is not super great, and then calling 2 big barrels is definitely not great with bottom pair. Obviously that bluff would work pretty much always if obviously he didn't hit 2 pair, so I'm pretty happy with that there. Unfortunately it did result in us getting stacked, but yeah, the river was just a jack from heaven kind of thing for him. Can't really fold after that, but if he's contemplating folding there, he would have folded an ace, even like a shitty ace, he probably folds at that point. So pretty happy with the blast. Okay. 3-bet here with the 9-8 suited. And we're gonna barrel again. There's no 3-bet, so like aces, ace jack, all those types of hands, pretty unlikely for him to have. And multi-way, I'm just gonna like rando stab here with 8-9. We do spike an 8 on the turn, pick up some more outs. But once it goes bet call, I think we just want to check now. Dan Wani is going to be playing pretty straightforward. So we do hit 2 pair on the river. Gong Show can have a lot more 7s. I'm not sure if that should be bet given our positioning. I did decide to check thinking Dan might value bet or bluff at it. And then we can just call whenever he bet. He did end up checking behind though. But it's possible we should just be betting 8-9 there to try to get called by Jack X. Queen X or whatever it was there. Okay, we'll fold a 9-3. Okay, raise the ace-10, fold the 5 deuce, fold the 10-4, raise the 7-8 suited. We do get 3-bet here. We will still defend the ace-10. Okay. Obviously, we're not going to be folding. It'd be cool to hit the bad beat on stream. Once he checks there, though. We're just going to be value betting now. Could argue maybe checking back so that we can get called by like Jack X or I guess King Queen or something like that on the river, but I think we'll just take a flop here. I know we're out of position, but given how deep we are, might actually be better just to 3-bet. It's actually probably super bad to check to just call that. If I could go back in time, I would 3-bet there. Now we're just in this weird check, check, check game stuck in the middle of everybody, and we're just going to lose the hand 4-way, unfortunately. So, okay, and we do flop the nuts. He checks to us. Great. And we're 3-betting the queens, fold 10-6. Sorry, computer lagged out a little bit there. I think we'll just check on the king this time. He bets, we definitely call. He'll have some king X. But not a ton. He's gonna have a bunch of hearts. And the other thing, like he could have 4s and 5s too, some portion of the time. But yeah, we're just calling off, I think, with our queens at this point. We block king, queen, ace, king, 4 bets, and like king 10, king jack do not do a lot of like bet shoving here. Unfortunately, he did have the king in that spot, but like he really only has like king jack, king 10 left. They're going to double barrel twice on flop and turn. So his range is going to be a lot more weighted to bluff hands than it is to king X. Okay. And ace high we call. Okay, so both of them call. Once both villains call, we will just give up. He does double barrel. We only have ace high. We can probably let that go. Okay, raise the jack 6. So he's playing pretty much every hand. Okay, we will c-bet here. And he folds. 6-5 bottom left, we will also be letting go. And we will raise the 8-6 off. Fold the 9-8 off. Let's see if there's any other tables up and running right now. Doesn't really look like it. I guess we can jump in on this other 5 cent, 10 cent just to keep things up and running. 5 deuce fold, 9-3 fold. Okay, we will raise the 10-4 suited. Fold the 9-4. Okay. Nice to see both streams collecting a little more viewership, which is always nice. I think we missed a c-bet on that flop. Sanji's back. Ace high, we got to put it in against him. He does fold it this time. Okay, he baked the 10-3. Guy's running pretty hot right now. We're just going to limp the kings and give him a chance to ship it. Sorry, bro. Okay, we'll fold 7-4. Fold the 10-5 off. And we're going to raise the ace queen. That's about as pretty good flop for him. We do have the diamonds blocked at least. So flip for souls, it just seems pretty stationy and sort of spewy. So we're dodging a 6 now. Still just dodging a 6. Checks back flop. Ace king will be the best hand a lot of the time once he checks back flop. We'll just try to check down though. And we do win with the kings. That's good. We dodge it all. I was gonna say though, but like we're not gonna value bet or anything crazy because he's still gonna have like 8x, 4x, pocket 7s, that kind of stuff. Okay, fold here. Okay, value bet the king. I'm gonna value bet king. Now we're gonna check call if he ships it, and if we run into clubs, that's fine. 7 deuce suited. That's fine. Obviously, we can't fold 2 pair there. Heads up to 20 bigs with the hands that Villain's been playing. Okay. Top GPL says, "Hey bro, hey, how's it going, Top G? Welcome to the stream. We're gonna be c-betting here. Cut off first button. We just like to jam. Actually, Ace King off likes to jam. Ace King suited likes to 4-bet. Bit of a mistake there, but overall fine. And we're gonna go for value here once they check this again on the turn. We obviously call the 1 big blind. We're not folding to that. Just Ash leads there, eh? Let's just see this hand. Probably might fold here. Calls flop. Calls flop, calls turn, leads river. The issue is he's just playing so many hands, so it's tough to give this one up. He doesn't have ace king. Can have king jack. I block a lot of the like king x clubs. Could just have bear 4 some portion of the time too. Ooh, I don't know. I kind of believe him this time. Computer's a little laggy right now. 4 deuce off, yeah, so every hand. Welcome into the stream, everybody. For those of you guys coming in and out, please make sure you do hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up down here, or follow over on Twitch. They do all greatly help promote the channel. Okay, and we're going to c-bet here with top pair. We do get called, and we're going to check back, and then we're going to call pretty much anything he does on the river here. Down. Fold 7-3. Fold king 3. Okay, and we will bump up king 7. I think we'll just call the 5s here in the bottom right. Basically just set mining. Okay. And we're gonna go 3-bet here with the 10s. And we're gonna raise the ace queen. And we're gonna jam here. Snap called. We ran into it, team. We ran into it. He's running pretty hot. You just can't deny that at the top right there, fortunately. We do have to call here with 10s. Okay. So as long as we do not make a set, we're in good shape. Yes, we'll run it twice. Gonna check here on this board. So we're getting run over here at the top right, unfortunately. Cards are definitely not going our way. So 3-bet, call, squeeze, shove. I think we just get out of the way here. Fold here. What happened there in the bottom left? Did take it down. Okay. Okay, we do overbet king queen here. Hopefully we get a shove from like 8-9. Or just like, I think we just jam here. He might call for a chop. He might, if he has queen X, he calls. Uh, so yeah, we'll just shove and hope he has a queen. Fold 6-5. King 9 off will fold. 6-7 off will fold. He does end up folding. Could argue maybe just betting there's a bit better, but I don't think so. I think we just want to go for the times he's doesn't want to fold for the chop, or the times he has queen X and we'll call in that spot. Raise the king 10 suited. Check the ace 6. And we'll just look to showdown with the ace. Raise the 8-5 suited. And we'll be squeezing here, bottom right. Okay. Do a lot of checking out of position. That's call. Good turn card. King 10 suited there. We check, he bets, we call. There's no 3-bet pre. We're not super worried about better king X's, though there are, of course, some out there. And we're going to c-bet here in the bottom right. And we're going to check to him one more time. He does check back. Nice. One thing that villains will do is over bluff when you check to them, which is generally fine at the lower stakes because most people don't have a strong enough like check back range. So we can kind of take advantage of that. Just curious what he like min-bet us with on the flop there. 3 deuce off. So he's catching cards and not folding ever. We're gonna have to adjust here in the top right. It's just hard playing 8 tables to really adjust. Guy's playing a lot of hands, playing pretty decently, realistically. Probably playing too tight. Okay. We do spike the jack. We'll see if he hit that queen now too. Okay, we got the ace 9. We're gonna call. Oh, come on. I guess full pot on a queen X turn. We're gonna let that go. Fold the jack 3. 3-bet the king 10. And the ace jack suited, we're gonna bump up. Raise the queen 5 suited. Raise the king 9 suited. We brick the flop. We do know he's like calling everything, like 8-10, 7-8, 5-7, 5-8, 6-7, 7-8, like all those types of hands are calling here. So we do want to attack that weak range that he's calling flop with. And we're going to lead out this board. And we're going to 3-bet the queens. And it folds. Fold jack 4. Last hand. Come on, bro. Okay. Fold the queen 6 off. Fold the ace 5 off. So down here on our daily turbo $8, there's 31 minutes left. First prize is 80 bucks. We are 6 of 10. So 8 in a heads up table running basically. Okay, fold 6 deuce. So I think we got stacked twice by him. Once was ace queen versus ace king, which I think was probably fine. And then a river bluff that did not perfectly pan out. But again, like all your bluffs are not going to get through. If all your bluffs are getting through, you're just not bluffing enough. It's kind of the real world reality to that is. I don't want to overbet here. I don't think he's going to call much, so I think we'll just bet and yeah, I think we just bet. Went a little small there. I was trying to click that up to 18, but I misclicked it, unfortunately. We will block bet the 9 here. There's still some worse 9s he calls. Some like ace highs. He might have an 8 here that doesn't raise. Yeah. He has a straight. What's going on? That's one thing too. Like some villains are just like, you're going to bet really small with their really strong hands because they're too afraid to chase people out of the pot. Which is just, in the end, it's not going to pay off. Oh, we got locked in here. It's interesting. Okay, we call. It's going to be a big pot on the flop. If he folds, that's insanity. You can't raise. You're locked in, right? I can't raise. He can't raise. Huh. That sucks. Basically contemplating between just like ripping it here. I think when we don't rip flop, we just give up. Especially when that 7 rolls off. And the fact that he was like contemplating folding pre-flop, I think makes it more likely that he's going to have like a weak pocket pair. Fuck. It's not worth the risk. We just don't have anything. So even if we fold him out, we still lose to him. So I think we just have to give up. Oh, we did split. Wow. See, that's crazy to me. That should be like, in my opinion, he should just be jamming that flop, I think. This guy. No bet at any point is really crazy. I guess if he jams flop, like, he only gets called by worse, but if you're just going to check down, you're going to lose pretty much every time anyways. I don't know. Maybe it's not that terrible, but it seems pretty passive to me. Not very. Given how much money was out there, I would probably just like bet or shove in that spot. All right, so we get clicked back on. We're obviously calling with 10-8. Do spike a 8-ball. Okay, this guy checks on the bottom right to us again. We're just going to bet. We're just going to see bet here with gut shot. So Flip for Souls just left the heads up, I guess, eh? But he's still playing here. Maybe he's just sitting out on this big blind. Okay. Bottom left, we are heads up. Do appreciate everybody checking out the stream. Make sure to hit that like button. If any of you are looking for a poker tracker, and it's a brutal river card, we're just gonna fold now. Poker tracker and or poker trainer. We have hand to note here. If you just look right under the camera, 10% off if you use our promo code. I highly recommend it. It's probably one of the best out there, if not the best, by what I would consider a pretty significant margin. Okay, we 3-bet here and take it down with the king jack suited. Raise the queens. Jack deuce. So we're probably relatively break even on the day. Maybe up a little bit. We did get stacked twice on this table. We have what? 1, 2, 3. Pretty much 1, 2, 3. Pretty much 4 full stacks were up. Against the big blind, I just like shoving queens here. 10 jacks queens, ace king off against big blind 3-bets. Pretty happy to just rip it for that exact reason. Villains just generally think it's ace king. So if you flip in, you know, jacks, queens, kings, even aces into that mix, it usually pays off pretty great in the long run. So happy to get that in. Big win at the NL50 table too. So I guess we could color code these. Not sure if that makes it look crazy for the stream or not, but I think we might as well, just so it's easy for you guys to see what's up. Okay, fold the 9 deuce. Deuces, it's kind of a boring color. You know, we'll make NL50 red, and we'll make NL25 just a classic green. And then 5 cent, 10 cent will just stay the light blue color that you're seeing here. And I'm going to start up another NL25 table and just close down this small stack NL10 table. It is a little bit difficult playing some random tournaments with cash. So I'm doing a lot of dumb stuff, I think, in this MTT because I'm not paying attention to the fact that we have like 2 blinds. Not that little, but you know what I mean. And not 100 big blind stack. So like, I'm pretty sure we raised the deuces here, which should just be a fold on an 8-handed table. Yeah, 8-handed table. Yeah, should just be a fold. Join the $3 hyper, Poker School says. So that was the guy, Sanji, I think was his name, up here. Is there a $3? Oh, there is a $3 hypo. Which one is that? $3 hyper, yeah. Okay. Let me raise this. King 2. Fold 6 deuce. Just gonna check here. The limps are pretty suspicious in tournaments. Okay, we'll raise the ace king, fold the ace 4, fold here. Yeah, I'll join the hyper. Why not? Fold the king at 10, and I guess we'll close off the 5 cent, 10 cent table. Just a second here. Okay. Given that villains overfold and under check raise, I think just betting here with the nut flush draw is going to be best practice. We do make the nizzles. It's a good spot, or well, not quite the nizzles. We do lose to king 9 spades, 8 9 spades. And obviously here with the kings, we're just going to go bet shove. And I think we just go big. For value here, we do get called. Spades roll off. We're just hoping he's got a king. King of spades, and puts the money in. That was a great spot opportunity for like some bad beat jackpots and straight flushes here. So Sanji, aka Poker School here, is playing this $3 buy-in. He requested we joined it, and yeah, I think we're going to. And we did get a fold here, unfortunately, from T-Mac. Raise the 9-7, fold the 9-7. And the king 8 suited, we will bump up. And like 5 ways or 4 ways, we're just going to check here. Even with diamonds, we will be check calling quite a few hands. Okay, we just smash diamonds here. And we're going to start value betting. And we'll just float in with the 4s big blind versus under the gun open. We go bigger here with the smaller flush. The reason being that all of the like ace X, king X, um, like just bear king, bear ace, diamonds call. Uh, so that just we're just basically looking to attack those hands and not give them cheap turn and river cards to suck out on us, and they're just not going to be willing to fold, especially if they have a pair of queens to go with it, or any pair, plus the diamond draw. So you can collect a lot of value there, and then if the fourth diamond rolls off, it's relatively easy to just like shut it down and showdown if they check to you. Can't fold the 10 deuce. E7, I guess we just fold that. 9-5, we fold here. All right, they both check. I'm just going to attack here and overbet it. Once Gibby double checks and tall legs checks behind on the flop, an ace X is relatively unlikely. Yeah, we need to switch these tournaments up. We'll make the tournaments like round. So you guys can let me know if that's more confusing or less confusing. But I think we can kind of, you can at least see there's different stuff going on. So NL10 is blue, NL50 is red, NL25 is green, and the tournaments are brown. So we've got a kind of a mixed bag of everything going on right now. And we'll fold 5-3. Fold king 3. Pocket 3, I think we'll just let that go. Oh, come on. Well, we're out of this tournament. We got it in with jacks versus ace deuce for like 12 bigs. Fresh. Oh, calls it off. And we're cooked, fortunately. 11 to 14 left. It's pretty crazy call, to be honest. An unfortunate ending for us. Okay. Fold 4-3. We'll just see bet here with the king jack. I think once he checks twice, like I think I need a bet here with the threes and then bet river as well. Don't think threes are that great for showdown, and we have a ton of bad turn cards for us. All right, once he checks back flop, I think we call turn. And okay. Well, we got our deep stack NL10 table back at least. This is green, or put that green. Okay, and we make trips here in the top left. We are going to value bet it. So there's basically two options here. I think I'm just going to call. The reason being that unless he has like ace 8, or the straight. Okay, nice hand. He had everything. Club draws, straights. But basically when he goes that small, like when he checks back flop, goes that small on the turn and then blasts pot on the ace river, like his story's not lining up. It doesn't make a ton of sense for a really strong hand, because once the ace falls, generally villains will not go bigger. If they had like just a jack or a 9 or an 8, they're either going to check back or go small. So when they do go big, it's a suspicious scenario where he's basically saying he has queen 10. Like he's basically saying he either had ace 8, ace 9, ace jack, and queen 10, or all the other BS. Although there is a relatively decent amount of combos there. I think we just 47 bigs with all those calls. I think we just jam. I think we just jam the ace king here. We know Sanji will call relatively light, and he can rebuy. And we're going to 3-bet the king queen off. We'll just check the king 10. Here, oh, we get raised. That's interesting. So float it in. I guess we'll just let that go. All right, we got kings at the NL50 table. I'm just gonna stab small here with king high. Hope he just thinks it's a value bet and folds ace X. It's kind of all we're shooting for. Good call ace X, unfortunately. So Gibby just like, I'm just gonna jam. Just like opens 16 bigs. Could be aces, which sucks big time for us. But again, it's like queens, ace, king, that kind of stuff. We do that a lot. Okay. Like no free rolls at least. That'd have been a great spot for him to. We would have lost if it was queen or jack, so whatever. Let's just spark this. Open. Let's use 16 big blinds with king. P. On 2. Stack. Pretty sure we just paid break there. I'm not sure how chopped pots work. Okay, and we're just gonna 3-bet the ace 9 suited. Fold king 4. Pocket 5s. Again, big blind. We'll just take the flop against a UTG open. He bets. And we check raise. We're just targeting like ace jack, king jack, queens, kings, aces. And we're going to block bet the turn here when the club rolls off. And once he calls, I think we can go like half pot. We want to get a little bit more value than just like a min bet on this river. Could also argue just checking turn and going for like a check shove or a check call line probably are also fine. Here at the NL50 table, we missed a c-bet with the backdoor flush draws, the overcard, and the gut shot. Now he's checked to us twice. That makes our ace high just like good too often, I think, to start trying to bluff him off of like 7 or 6. So I'm pretty happy, I think, at this rate, just kind of showing down the ace high. Yeah. Wild to not see at least one value bet, like on the turn specifically. I think the river check's fine in hopes that I would bluff, but usually when it goes like check, there's not like a ton of bluffs that'll end up in my range there. Okay, we're gonna raise the ace-7 here. For all of you guys watching the stream, make sure you take a second and flick that thumbs up button. I think we'll just call the king jack suited. Again, we don't expect to get 4-bet anywhere near enough. So pretty happy to just call and let him and just play a pot against him. Even short stack, it's going to be obviously plus EV. And in this spot, we just like flop the absolute nizzles. And he just sticks it in, so obviously money's going in, and we're hoping for not hearts. He's got a set of queens. It's a good hand. I would do call the ace here. Run it twice? Yeah, we'll definitely run this twice. Well, dead on the turn for the first run out. Hopefully we can fade it for the second. Nice. Okay. Yeah, we just lose to a lot there. We'll let that one go. Oh, jack 4 suited's a raise on the button. Okay, 7.5x 3-bet. There's 3 big blind open. We are definitely just getting out of the way there. Happy to chop though once we do end up losing the first run out. And we'll fold the 8 deuce. And we're going to double barrel here on the queen. And we're going to check flop. Checks around, eh? That's too bad. Alright, we'll just bet here now. Okay, so we bet flop, he calls. We overbet turn, he calls. I think we're just going to give up on the river. It's too likely he, I was going to say, it's too likely he just hit a queen X on the turn there. No action with flop nuts. I guess we can't take a break whenever we want now because we're in this tournament today. Okay. All right, we gotta delete. Just readjusting the title here a little bit. Okay, fold here, 10-5 suited with check. Okay, we got a heads up match here against Silver Junkie. Okay, fold Queen 6, raise the 4-5 off. And we have another heads up table against Silver Junkie. So we got two heads up tables running. Okay, Jack 4 suited will bump up. Pull these 7 off. Computer's a little laggy right now. I'm trying to figure out what exactly the issue is here. Okay, fold to the 3-bet, value bet the 9. Calls. Doesn't have too much 10x in his range, so we're not too worried about that. We're just going to keep value betting. Okay, calls, and we make 2 pair on the river. And we're going to value bet now again. We do lose to 9-10 and 6-7. We have to have 6-7 diamonds, 6-7 clubs. We have some pocket 5s, some pocket 3s. I think when he takes this long, we will likely have the best hand here. Yeah, had it all the way, but fold 7-3. If you guys are on the stream, you can also check out the Twitch stream. Playing a mixture of NL10 poker cash games, NL25, and NL50 poker cash. We also have a tiny $3 tournament because that's all that's running right now. So for a poker tournament, and yeah, for 17 bigs, I think we just jam the king queen here. We don't want to raise call and then have a low flop come off and it's being a gross spot. Okay, check, 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 check. And we'll fold jack 10 top left. We'll check call here. And I guess given our stack size, we just like fold or shove, maybe. Short stack poker is definitely not my specialty, though we have won quite a few tournaments over the years. We will defend the ace high here against that board. They're going to be c-betting range. Okay, we'll let that one go. Check here. We did ISO. What did he limp? I think. Or did we just call the ace 5 here? No, yeah, he limp called. So he limp called button. Okay, checks back flop. We're going to overbet. Okay, we'll fold 10-9 off. ISO raise the ace 5 suited. ISO raise the 9-4 suited. Fold the 10-5. King 10 suited, we're going to bump up. Ace 8 deuce is one of the few hands we'll just fold in position. Leaf Fluffer does call. And we pick up a 4 on the turn. We're just going to blast again here. Just going to be a lot of overfolding from villain. What happened here? So he limp called donks the king high board. All right, so flipped up Uwe calls out of the small blind. We overbet pot, obviously, on this board, and he calls, which is very strange. I think we're just going to give up, though, when he does call there. Okay. Did we c-bet that flop? Yeah, we raised 3-bet. He cold calls. I think we're just check back turn. And we'll just value bet river once he checks again. Cold calls a lot. Like, can be tens, jacks, ace, queen a lot of the time. Sometimes king, queen suited, but not a ton. And we're just going to stick the money in here with top pair, second kicker. And we defend the queen, jack suited, of course, on this turn card. This guy's playing just a really... Well, he's only played 4 hands. Seems to be playing quite a few hands. Checks to us. I'm not sure if we want to bet here or not. I think we'll just check this down. Yeah, I don't think he's folding a pair. Okay, value bet the trips again. Okay, interesting. Can't fold the queen high flush there. Nice. That's why, obviously, but like, not super great from him. We have too much 8x. 8x is definitely not guaranteed to fold, like, ever there. Bit of a big 3-bet. We'll just let that go. Should definitely be pay attention to sizing all the time. It will be a pretty clear cut tell. I lost track of this hand at NL50, so I'm just gonna check down. Deuces, gross. So we're third of 7. It's 20 minutes left in late reg. Continue betting the ace jack for value. Through to the ace king. Ace or the ace deuce suited in the bottom right. Okay. We'll go for some value here. Just donk leads into us. We're going to call the ace king there. Man, what is going on with this game? I don't know really what hand he's trying to rep. Here's the issue. I guess we call. He checks to us. I think we just check down ace king. Nice. Yeah, very strange line from him. Doesn't make a lot of sense for him to like call the 3-bet and then like pot with like a weak pocket pair. So he's kind of like repping an 8. So when the 8 rolls off, that makes you just pretend he doesn't have an 8 anymore. So now he's just trying to rep like a strong pocket pair, which doesn't really make sense blind versus blind to just call the 3-bet with too often at a position kind of thing. I think we go for value now with ace queen. Even kind of stuck in the middle here. I think it's just going to make the hand significantly easier to play. And we're going to ISO the kings. Could contemplate just limping in here. Sanji's shown a tendency to just kind of like jam a lot. Given stack size, yeah, we just want to get it in with the queens here now. He's kind of stuck to the pot. Yeah, so you got the nizzles, that's fine. We can't fold there, and we don't want to just call. We want to get the money in with ace queen. So I'm fine losing there. Okay, read the king 10. Fold the king 3. I'm going to call the jack. He does have a lot of ace-x in his hand. Yeah, we're still going to call that bet for sure. That's pretty hopeful. If he was bluffing there, that's fine. If he was value betting, that's way too thin in that spot. You're not going to get called by worse. Super small 3-bet, so in position, we're definitely calling. Okay, can we not brick with ace king every time? We will call the jack 10 here. Okay, check to him, and yeah, we're gonna check the ace king. There's multi-way. There's just way too many people in this pot for us to try to win it with ace king. We have no blockers. We have no face cards. Everybody called, so they just naturally have like weaker hands. They're gonna be hitting this board significantly better than ours. Sanji goes full pot. We are calling. Obviously, he can have like jacks plus, but given how we've seen him playing and what hands, we can't really do anything but just like call off here. Okay. And we're gonna 3-bet ace king off. Yeah, we just put the money in at this point. It is what it is. That's why you're not folding jack 10. We just hope we don't get binked a 9 or a deuce. Nice. Man, ace king bricks again. Okay, we do pick up aces here, hoping for some bets. Pre, we do not get it. Yeah, it is what it is here in the top right. Probably best to just like check, give up. I think if we're gonna bet, we gotta go big. Betting small here is just kind of silly, so we'll let it go. I haven't seen enough from Phil in there either to do much else, but like, okay, yeah, ace king, whatever, money just goes in. Nice. Wow, huge spot for us. And a king ball hits. So they need to go the runner with the only 2 queens in the deck. That would be crazy. Or a 10 or a jack and give them a bunch of outs. Perfect. And we're going to value bet river now. We're going to raise the ace jack. Fold here, fold here, fold here. ISO raise here. Value bet the 6-3. Okay, huge hand in the top left there. Great to see. And again, we're just going to overbet this time with the ace. So the reason you overbet here when the flop, like when you raise, you know, cut off mid position, that kind of stuff, and then overbet like an ace jack, ace king, ace queen type board. The reason is that they just can't have any of the nutted hands, essentially. Right, so like in this position, they can have pocket fours. They can't have queens. They can't have aces. They shouldn't have ace 4 suited. They shouldn't have ace queen. So they just don't really have any nutted hands. They have a bunch of like king 10, king jack type hands. Maybe sometimes like queen 10, but basically you can overbet and you just put them in a like horrendous spot. And then when they call, you can just either judge it. If you think they call like a queen there, then you just blast off. And you know, if they're calling king jack and like shots to the overbet, you can just blast turn as well and just like shove rivers and away you go. And they just end up folding because you just know from simple hand reading that they can't actually have anything nutted there very often. So like your overbet bet shove is just going to be super profitable. Just print money essentially. What did he show up with there on that hand? Or did we just give up? Looks like we just gave up turn and then he bet river. So probably just had like a queen jack, king jack type hand. Okay, second pair, we just check back. We're going to call flop or call the bet on the turn, and I'm just going to call river here as well. Okay, it's fine. And we'll see bet here. Multi-way, we just go small, especially on this type of board. Always going small when we do bet. Okay, it's like this guy just is kind of playing every single hand here. So we're just going to look to try to hit something. Okay, just got to let that go. Obviously not folding here. We're just contemplating if we want to like shove or not. I don't think so. I think we just call and then not fold to the river. Nice. Yeah, the only reason I didn't realize Railway Stud was behind us, but the only reason to like not call there is if we think villain will still call like a straight if we raise turn. But there's a lot of bad river cards that could kill the action. So that's, you know, we can contemplate raising there specifically because we want to avoid our action being killed on the river. But generally in position, you're just going to like call. And then if they check, you can size your value bet depending on what you think they have. We don't need to be super worried about being polar or anything like that, or sorry, balanced. And we'll fold to 7-3. Everybody on the stream, welcome. Please make sure you hit that follow button on Twitch, subscribe, whatever it is. Same thing over on YouTube. Hit that like, hit that thumbs up, hit that sub. It does help promo the channel. Feel free to check out videos, shorts, all that good stuff. Okay, 7-4 suited. Given this guy doesn't like, you're obviously calling here, doesn't like folding, I think I'll just limp in. I'm gonna run into aces, that's fine. If he was someone who I actually thought would fold to a squeeze, we would just like squeeze there 100%. That's too bad. Looks like we'll be chopping this one. There it is. I was gonna say that's super boost, but he got there on the river. Okay. Turn checks around. I think we just go for thin value here on the river. We get called by worse nines. We can call by 8x. Okay. Fold 5-3. Limped pot here. I'm just going to start trying to put some money in. Raise the king 10, fold 7-4, raise the ace 6. We do get 2 callers. I think go for a check here. Okay, make trips. This is a board where we do like c-bet 100% with our entire range, so we do want to be doing that when we're strong as well. This is also, excuse me, also a spot where we overbet our entire range on the turn, so we want to be doing that as well. And then we just want to blast for value on the river. And if he shoves, we just have to fold. Okay, turn checked around, I think, right? And come on. He did end up folding, unfortunately. The reason we would fold to a shove there is because you don't want to look at your hand and say, oh, I have trip. Nice, we went with a 7-high kicker too. You should be looking at your hand of like, okay, we've bet, raised pre, bet flop, over bet turn, and blasted river, and now he's just shoving into us. What hands would do that? King 10, we have, so like king 9 and under, pretty unlikely. They're likely just calling. So now you're into the realm of like sets, king, queen, like that type of stuff. I'm fine calling jacks on the river here. Maybe a bit loose, depending on the villain, but somebody playing that many hands, I'm happy to call there. Okay, call flop, standard. Turn. Here goes half pot. We're of course calling here. Get into that call. I don't want to raise too often. He's gonna have a lot of just like queen jack, king queen type hands, ace 10, whatever. Obviously with spade draws, you know, the jack and the 10 for the straight, we're gonna be calling there a bunch, which is fine. Call's fine. In position, I think it's better. I don't think we need to raise that at all. Okay, limps into us. We'll just pick flop. Alright, Sanji is sitting out. Raise the queen 8 suited. King 10 off will bump up as well. And we're going to 3-bet the ace 10 off. There's no world where this guy like open limps and then just like tiny bets flop with a super strong hand, I don't think. So happy to just kind of blast there. Okay. If we do see bet these boards, which I think our hand's a pretty good one, we block like Jack 10, 9, 10, 8, 10 We block him from having queen 10. We block the nut flush draw. And we're just going to value bet big here with the queen high flush in the bottom right. And we've set up for just a nice clean river shove, which is what we do. Yes. So shovel spades check raises here. Let's just think this through here pre-flop. So we 3-bet pre, he calls. I misread the hand, so I am going to fold here. Yeah, that's my bad. So we should be checking there. Sorry guys, we should be checking like in position there pretty much always. Holy moly. If you could hear anything I just said. Oh my goodness, we made a pair with ace king. We are going to float here with king high. And we're going to value bet now. I think shovel spades also aware that I think he's a super net. So he might be like bluffing in certain spots. But that's just a spot where we should not have c-bet that flop. That should have been a check back. That was a mistake on my part, not realizing we had 3-bet pre. And he called. Okay. Limped pot, we flop top pair, we're going to value bet. Okay. And we're going to ice with the king 10. He calls, we're going to value bet again. It's going to have all the like ace 5, 6 5, 4 5, 7 5, ace 6 type hands. We do have to check here though now. Nice. Check back means we win, obviously. Full pot, and yeah, we'll just fold that. Even against somebody playing, yeah, exactly, every hand. We're not interested in chasing with gut shot. And we'll fold king deuce and king 8. Okay. Jack 10 suited, we'll 3-bet. Okay. Gibby calls. We'll go half pot on the flop. Snap calls. Interesting. I think we'll just block bet turn against this villain. And block bet river as well. And yeah, we just have to call here. I don't know. Yeah, okay. It's got a lot, like some decent outs, but it only got 4 outs. So obviously a great spot for us in the NL10 table down here with pocket queens. Just dodging a 5 or an ace or a king, none of which are a club. Be nice to stack him considering how many hands he's playing. But yeah, is what it is. Money was in great. Nice. I don't know if we value bet river there once he checks back turn. I don't think we need to. I think he checks back turns with lots of spades that will just like check back turn, call river. Did we lose a hand recently, like a big one here? No, they doubled up through somebody else. Perfect. We'll value bet here. Missed a squeeze there, but that's fine. Okay, fold the queen 6 and the 10 deuce. Yes, so bankroll's growing for sure. So yeah, once basically just playing all the stakes with this table. Actually, I should probably check that. There's probably some more tables opening up here, I would imagine. By now, there is. We're gonna value bet the 8s here after it goes check, 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 check. I don't really know which table. Tables are just really good. The NL25 tables kind of suck, but the NL10 tables are really good right now. Fold the king jack, raise the ace-3 suited. Fold the 6-7 off. Kind of just not getting very far here. The tournament, the bottom left. That's fine. Okay, we'll just defend the ace-9. Can definitely be 3-betting there too. And we want to be donk leading these boards quite often. And we're just going to go bet. And we just are going to be c-betting here and double barreling quite a bit on all of these tables, given the runouts, especially when we pick up all these outs. Limp pots. And we'll just show down the jack. Definitely value bet some portion of the time there. Okay, fold the 4-3, fold the jack-9. Just trying to figure out where to put this table. I guess I can just leave it up over here, maybe. Probably fine. Okay. And the 4s, 20 big stack, we'll just defend. ISO here. We'll check how well today's going as well here in a minute. We'll try to get that pulled up. Even though the only issue, the computer's kind of laggy a little bit right now, so I think we just c-bet against Gibby no matter what. And I think, given stack sizes, we just jam the ace high. And we're going to double barrel here on the ace. 3-bet the ace jack. Fold here, fold here. Okay, a6 versus king at 10. Okay. We'll go half pot here in the top right. And jam turn. We have all kinds of strong ace X pocket aces like ace king, king queen, that kind of stuff. So when we pick up like the nut flush draw there, he doesn't have it, so we can just pretty comfortably like get the money in. Okay, ace queen suited, top left, definitely going to 3-bet there as well. And we just won a hand over here with queens. I would normally just close off one of these NL10 tables, but we're like deep in all of them. And they're pretty fishy. It's a good lead here from Quantum. Without a diamond, I think we just need 16, 24. It's a little bit over 33%. It's a good lead. I think we're supposed to call it with just overs at least once. Okay. We're going to value bet now. Sorry, what looks like a value bet. So once like they donk lead there, we're going to value, like we're going to make it look like a small value bet on the turn, and then we're just going to jam all the rivers. But yeah, that's a very good lead out for sure on that type of texture. Okay, check here. Okay, we 3-bet pre. Yeah, raise, call. Okay, just a standard c-bet on this type of board with our entire range. So when we have aces, same thing. Now we're just like bet, bet, and then we're going to shove river if he calls. Because we don't have a king, we want to attack flop as if he has a king, and try to get all that value squeezed out of him wherever we can. Here against Gibby, she's double checked. I'm just going to value bet turn. Think if I go small enough, she calls like ace X, king X, queen X, or he calls or whatever. So we can go for value on the turn, and then we can just like shut down on rivers or potentially bluff if we think we need to, but we really don't in that spot. And against 7.5, 3-bet, even though it is a bit big given our sizing, we can still set mine. Pocket fours there. Little less good. Actually, might be better just folding, given he's only like a 70 something big blind stack. Could be better to just get out of the way there. Do appreciate everybody watching the stream. We are working on growing the channel. And trying to turn it into something. Has been going pretty good lately. Seeing things have definitely been growing between shorts and streams and all that good stuff. Definitely are not folding the queens yet. We will be cautious. The king's good. It's gonna tell. Really, it's gonna like dictate Vincent Cat's hand here. Because if he keeps barreling, he's not worried about the king, which makes it significantly more likely he's going to have a strong hand here. So when he jams into that king, I think we just let it go at this point. And just run this through. So yeah, limp calls, he calls. Kind of second guessing myself, to be honest. He overcalled, and then just like the fact that he bet flop and now he's jamming on the king, to me, it really feels more like it could be sixes, sevens, eights, obviously, like a set or two pair or something, but it can be a lot of just like flush draws and stuff. I don't know if he would just like jam a king there. I don't know. I guess we'll let this one go. Try to avoid second guessing myself as much as possible, because generally your first instinct is correct in pretty much all walks of life. What the heck did we not shove here pre? It's so funny, like just doing stupid stuff when you're not paying enough attention, like your autopilot. I think we just lose here. I think we'll just let it go. We should have just shoved pre. It was like terrible. I was like probably the like absolutely horrendous not shoving pre there. Unfortunately. We will fold the 6-7. I don't think 6-7. We don't need to raise in that spot. Try one more hand here. 9-10 we'll take. And we just fold the king queen. We do get potted into, but we have bottom pair and a gut shot, so we will call. We do slam the gut shot, obviously jamming 9-10 now. Okay, and we'll be check calling again here, that we pick up an open ender. And we're just going to call here. I don't think raising does much for us. It's just going to fold out all of his bluffs and stuff. Now we're just going to go like for a small raise here. And we're calling here with the 8-9, of course. Nice. And we're out of this tournament in the bottom left. GG's. Okay, we're out of that one. Which is fine. We can bring this table in now. And I'm just going to call down here, given the small sizings. Nice. I don't know why villains bet bluff small. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay. Ace Jack, the raise. Okay, we'll fold 6-3. And so just for a quick discussion here. Raise the threes, fold the jack three. Right here with 6-7, when we have the straight, the reason we don't go big on the river is like with the 4 card straight there, they're just gonna fold a ton. So we just want to target sort of any like top pair or 2-pair type hand and just go small and try to squeeze a little bit of extra value out of them on those 4-card straights. Like jamming there is just bad because you're only gonna get called when he has like a bigger straight, right? A good play from him though would be like if because he has that jack, because he's blocking me from having like the super nutted straight. So if he bets flop like that and then bets river like that and we raise tiny, theoretically like that would be a tell from us, like a sizing tell that we're not like super nutted, because we might go a bit bigger and try to get paid off by a 7 from him versus trying to get paid off by like 2-pair. So if he were to like re-jam on us, that would be like a very, very, very high level play. And he blocks it with like having the jack X, so it's really good, realistically. And for half pot, we have to call down with 9s here. That's not have to, but like happy to call down with 9s. Obviously, we lose to like 10s plus, but again, probably going bigger on the river with 10s plus, I think. And we like, and again, for him to like triple barrel off there, that's actually a relatively good play because we didn't 3-bet pre. We don't have like, realistically, we shouldn't even have 9s here by not 3-betting pre. But given how bad they are post flop, I'm kind of fine with it. But like generally speaking, we're not going to have 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s, jacks, queens, kings, aces in our range. So he's basically just like bluffing us off ace high or something like that, which obviously would work. Okay. And we'll bump up the king 9s, the kings. That's a terrible flop. Oh. Somebody on Twitch. Sorry, bro. Mitt Cirky. How's your stream going so far? Are you reading my texts? Yeah, sorry, man. We're just into the 8 tables there. Yes, we're reading there. We'll give him a little. We'll just type back to him so if he comes back to the stream, he knows. Appreciate the first time chat. Fold the jack 5. The king 7 will call. The king 6 fold. I do apologize if it takes me a minute to your chats or 2. It's with 8 tables up and running. It's kind of difficult to track through. We're just going to call here with the 7. Yeah, there's just way too many boats on this board where he bets, like for him to be betting that big with. And just given like it's the way the hand played out, there's lots of weak pocket, like lots of small pocket pairs, lots of 5-6, 4-5, 3-4, 3-5, that kind of stuff, like suited hands in his range. So we can't really shove there, but we can definitely call there 100% of the time, obviously. Fold the 8-6. We're gonna call the min bet for sure, and we're gonna call half pot here with the ace. Okay. Interesting river card. We make 2-pair. It continues blasting. They're really small though. I think the small sizing probably just need to call here, getting almost like 4-1, 3.5-1. Yeah, that's fine. We did contemplate raising there as well, but in the end, yeah, we just went with the call. But yeah, we're flipping back and forth between like the YouTube chats and the Twitch chats. So you just have to bear with me a little bit if we're slightly delayed. Okay, fold the jack 5. Okay, 7-5 suited, we're gonna bump up, fold the 6 deuce. And we're just gonna attack here with the jack high. He does snap call, so he'd probably pick the ace on the river. And called the king. Surprised he didn't bet turn. That's fine also. Raise the 8-4 suited. 6-7. Okay. King 10 suited, we're gonna bump up. Fold the jack 4. So since we did get eliminated from that tournament, we are going to be taking a quick break here shortly. Fold 5-3. For anybody who does flip into the channel, please make sure to hit that like button. Feel free to chat away amongst yourselves, etc. It really does help promote the channel. We are working on improving the channel and growing the channel. Lots of shorts coming out lately. Videos, not as many. So I do need to get a bit better at posting for videos. But overall, between the streams and shorts and stuff, the channel's definitely been growing significantly. Did anybody bet flop there? I don't know how I forget already, but we do. No, just checked around. All right, we're gonna stab, or not stab, but we're gonna value bet here with the king. Just go small, trying to keep like ace X in, essentially. At a position, we're just gonna check and check. He checks back, and we're just gonna bet here at a position, overbet on the turn. And we just call here with the king. That pot river is just like, I was going to say it's like ace X, or sorry, like a 10 a lot of the time, to be honest. But anyhow, this board we just c-bet 100%. And this board we're going to c-bet against these villains. Jack 8 folding. We're just going to fold here to a pot size bet as well. And we'll check here. Okay, so Mark calls. King rolls off. We bet flop. We'll just take a turn card now that the king's out there. We don't need to bother barreling again. And we can set mine to 3s. And we will squeeze the ace queen, of course. So, yeah, I think we have enough showdown value with the 9s here. I don't think we need to bluff them. We're really only losing to like Jack X. And like some random turn kings. Whoa. Yeah, we just have to fold there, unfortunately. So Pebble floats in. Yeah, this is just like a spot we should have been jamming flop. That was a super bad bet by me. Given his stack size and the stack size here and how the hand played out, us betting here is like small is like really bad. Like really bad. For that exact reason. Yeah, you had the jack here, that's fine. But we still like need to jam that flop like 100%. I think king high is just going to be good enough to check here. And then here, you just want to go half pot. Not half pot, sorry, half his stack for the Motley Life. The reason being is villains will call super wide for that half pot, and then when they brick, they just like fold flop way too often. So this is like a pure printing, like half of his stack 3-bet and then shove. Obviously when we flop like flush draws and stuff, it's key, but like, yeah, just like the overbet or just the half stack bet alone when they have like 30, 40, 50 bigs and you have like, you know, that type of hand, ace queen, ace king, we just go half pot and then we just annihilate them. And given stack size here with 25 bigs left and we flop ace with the flush draw, we just put the money in. Try to run it. Oh, he has there. And we'll just float in with the ace queen. Can just fold as well. Wants to run it once. We basically need an ace or a diamond now. Bing. Okay. Okay. And we're just going to check call the top 2. And check to him. And value bet river. No action there. No action here. There's not really any value in check raising the ace queen there because villains overfold. And it's just going to be super, super strong for us. There's not going to be a lot of bluffs in our range. So it's better to just like hit him barrel with his ace X type hands and then go for like the check raise or check shove on the river and or turn. This guy ever... He's pretty tight. We'll be cautious here with jacks. We're just going to fold here when the threes run out. We just lose to everything except for like ace high. We will fold the ace nine suited. I think we binked that, right? We did bink that bigger hand, right? Yeah, we binked it. I remember. Yep. Gross, running pretty good today so far. Full jack 4, 7 suited. Appreciate you guys watching on Twitch and on YouTube. Feel free to check either one out. Follow along, hit that subscribe button. Definitely hit that thumbs up. Everybody who comes in should be trying to hit that thumbs up. Helps promote the channel, pushes things through. Feel free to chat away, everybody. And yeah, so trying to rebuild the bankroll. For those of you guys new to the channel, we've done a few bankroll challenges over on YouTube. Recently have joined Twitch. I'm going to check here with the weak queen, give him a chance to bluff. Gibby's shown a tendency to be willing to bet, so we'll give him that opportunity. And we're just going to keep blasting here. We don't need to go too big. 8's fine. They can call. We can have a nice clean shove for the river. They can just shove for us. We can snap. He's drawing dead, fortunately, but perfectly fine. Nothing else you're going to do there but get the money in. Either way. That's what everybody calls a cooler. And then, yeah, on the 9 ball, when the 10 comes in, there's just no point in value betting at that point. Just check to him. He should be value betting, of course, but... I feel like our 3-bet range is a bit tight. Well, 11%. Where do we at? Spins at the table is 11%. Feels... It's definitely getting a little tight. We'll just fire at a few here. We're sitting here. Yeah, 12, whatever. Anything over 10 is not terrible, but it is a little bit tighter than I'd like to see. Okay, with 2 overs, backdoor flush draws, and backdoor straight draws, we're going to see bet there pretty happily. Same with down here. So 2 overcards, backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw. Any 5, like we can obviously rep tons of ace X, so it makes it easy to bluff when those cards come in. Sometimes the easiest way to like learn to bluff is just like, I mean, you want to be using your range, but if you're bluffing, it's pretty, to kind of get in the flow of it, it's not bad to sort of pick a specific type of hand, like a top pair type hand or a 2 pair or a set, you know what I mean? You don't have to be like, okay, I'm playing like on this board, bottom left. You're not going to say, okay, I have a set of 5s and we're going to play those. But it does help to think, okay, I'm going to play this hand like I have 2 pairs when if you're going to be going for a bluff or like a set, and how those hands would play to kind of work on your, like, essentially you're telling a story, right? You're saying, okay, well, I called pre, so my range is now this. Okay, I've hit the flop, I have a straight. This is how I'm going to play the straight. If I had a straight, so I'm going to play that same way with my bluffs. You know, and then, you know, away you go. And you can kind of practice almost bluffing that way versus just kind of willy-nilly thinking, I'm just going to bet here. Okay, fold 6-7. Obviously, we're bumping up the aces here. Misclick there, should be going bigger, but that's not the end of the world. And we're just going to go like small here, like, I don't know, half pot, I guess. We're trying to get called by 2 pair, obviously with the straight here. Gibby barrels into us, we're going to call. Barrels again, we're going to call. So, like on the river, any 4, any 6, any 9, we'd like reshove here, but without those cards, we're just going to call down. And that's exactly the reason why. Because when villain is going bet, bet, bet after we raise pre out of the blind, they just are not bluffing anywhere near enough. So they're never doing it with like Jack X, or at least not super often. So there's no value in us raising there against most villains, especially like whale type villains or weaker players, because they are not going to be bluffing there enough. Against regs and stuff, you know, you can kind of sniff it out. Um, but yeah, we're gonna bet here. Okay, flop second pair in a blind versus blind situation. Okay, checks to us. We are gonna bet here. Go check two. Some villains will just be checking like 100%. Okay, flop two pair. All right, let's just hold on a sec here. We got a bet here. We're gonna three bet and call against his shove. And we're gonna bet here and just call if he shoves, obviously. So if we're bluffing, so here's like a kind of a decent scenario. Like when we're bluffing here, we do a lot of um, overbet shoving. Like if we had, say, ace king diamonds, king queen diamonds, king queen hearts, like those types of hands, we're just gonna like shove this turn because we can't like bet and then have a pot size bet at least on the river. So it's just better to rip the turn here. Um, so that's exactly what we're gonna do when we have top two or a set and that kind of stuff, right? Like if you can't, not against everybody, like sometimes we'll just bet small to keep them in the hand and then smash the river. But on a board texture like that, it's almost never going to be the case. If there's a club here, we'd be check raising the king queen here a ton. Without the club, I think it's fine to just let it go. The only reason we didn't three bet is because he went 4x from the button. It was a little bit suspicious, but in reality, the bigger the open sizing, the more often you should be three betting versus like actually calling. Okay, queen six suited will raise, and we'll call fours. Probably just check back here with the king and then go bet bet. Or let him bet, we'll just call. And then we'd raise any river. 10's not great. Queen X's get there. He has a lot more like small pocket pairs though. So we're just gonna value bet tiny here. Fold the 8-7. I think we're gonna overbet after checking back flop now. Just because villains naturally overfold to overbets on the turn. I think we'll just float in here given stack sizes. We don't play a lot of deep stack, like 200 bigs plus, so that's something we need to study, like three bets ranges when you're like 200 bigs plus. Definitely needs to be tossed onto our study list for sure. Okay, well, when you make it straight though, we're just going to value bet. And we'll fold the queen 10. If any of you guys are interested in a poker like sort of study tool, we're just done with the hand now, a study tool or tracking software, yeah, that's fine call, and then just chop turn. We do have a promo code right here under the camera, H2NBS3D for 10% off hand to note. Highly recommend it. I use it personally, and it is expensive-ish. It's like 60 USD, I think, a month, or 500 for the year, but it's really, really valuable. Like if you're actually like serious about playing poker and you're looking to move up, I do highly recommend it. It's fantastic. Like I used to use Hold'em Manager 3 and it just puts it out of the water. But it is like you have to use it. If you're not going to use it, don't buy it. It's kind of the reality. It's not worth it. But if you are like serious about getting better at poker and improving and yada, 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 it's really, really, really worth it. And we just call it Queen Seared. It's the min click. And I'm just going to value bet now. I don't think he min clicks a king and then checks river. So we're going to bet and try to get called by like 7x or 10x. Okay, he checks back flop. We're just going to overbet turn. Fold the queen 4. Fold the 8-4. Again, super like a super um, strong strategy for like microstakes against fish is basically if you're at a position, you can just check at a position like almost 100%, not 100%, but close to it. Um, and as soon as they check back, like you can overbet turn, and they fold like a lot to the point you don't even really need to think about it. If you just wanted to like realistically, if you just wanted to check flop at a position 100% and then overbet every single time they check, it's like a purely profitable situation. Obviously, we don't want to be checking 100% at a position. You know what I mean? Because it's like more profitable to be betting in certain situations, but it's super profitable for all the times you should check at a position and they check behind and you overbet. It's just printing money. Significantly more than like the opposing action of like you check to flop and then they check back and then you check back turn and then they bet and then you have to like fold, or you call again and then they bet river and then you check fold. Those are super like, you know, bad scenarios versus this option. Bobby Banks, kid, you're like super nitty, but you've been opening a lot here. Guess we'll fold one more time. Then we can potentially start attacking. Fold to deuce, fold to 7 deuce. Okay. So when a villain opens 4x and he's got a PFR of 7, when we have pocket 7s, we're just gonna throw it. Toss it in the garbage. Okay, set of 8s here. We're gonna check to him. Okay, he bets. Given preflop sizing and his sizing on the flop, we're gonna lean away from check raising and lean into just like check calling off. And we're gonna call again. And we're gonna tank for a minute and make it look like we're hoping to get a cheap showdown, and then we're gonna check call. He has all the check the ace. Maybe we should shove that river, but he has too much like ace jack, king jack, ace king, ace queen type hands, or bluffs that are all just gonna shove river. So definitely think it's better to check river. The only thing that might be better in that situation is not check raising flop, but check call flop, donk lead the ace on the turn, and then shove river ourselves. That's a pretty profitable, like super profitable line. And here in the top right, we're going to take, like this is a board we c-bet 100%, so we might get a lot of floats out of them. So we're going to c-bet flop, and then we're going to check call turn, check call river. But we'll just take it down now. And we're going to bluff raise river here with, try to make it look like a bluff raise on the river there for value. Against an under the gun open, I think we'll just float in here. Hit fold the 8-4, and we're gonna let the ace-5 suited go. And with 2 overs and a gut shot and a backdoor flush draw, we're gonna go for the check raise here. And we're just gonna commit to the bluff here in the bottom right. We're just gonna have to jam it. Oops. He did end up calling. Oh, he turned the straight. What do you do? Yeah, you do need to be cautious about continuing the bluff when you do take the overbet line on the turn. When they do call, it's usually a very strong hand. Nice. Weaker villains aren't going to read into bet sizing enough, so you can kind of sometimes kind of make like a hopeful bet there. But we're basically in that spot when we do have a nutted hand. We'll go small sometimes on the turn after check raising because it looks weak. And then you get a lot of calls, and then it's only like a pot size shove on the river. and you can stick it in there, kind of collect some value. And then it gives us an opportunity to shove river. If we go big on the turn and he calls, we're pretty much cooked to be able to jam river as a bluff too often. Okay, 7-4 off. We're gonna fold that. Appreciate everybody checking out the stream. If you're on Twitch or YouTube, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, follow buttons. Really do appreciate everybody checking out the channel and helping grow it. If you're on Twitch, you can go to my profile and find my YouTube link, and vice versa. If you're on YouTube, you can go to my profile and find the Twitch links. Just started over on Twitch streaming, but we do have quite a few shorts, streams, videos over on YouTube if you guys wanted to check that out as well. So he potted flop, checked back turn. We're just going to block that river here. Fold to the shove. He just gives up. Okay, interesting. Some of these plays will not work. Like that won't work at even like NL50 against a decent reg or NL100. They're just going to jam in your face most of the time. They also wouldn't be checking back turn most of the time. King 5 suited, we do mostly just call big blinds with all the king and queen. I think king, queens, and jack X suited. I start 3-betting like the jack 4s and jack 5s some portion of the time. Like 10-3, 10-4, 10-2 suited, they also 3-bet out of the big blind. Small blind opens. But you need to be cautious over defending in the small blind at smaller stakes unless you... Most villains do not know that. Like they just simply don't know how wide you're supposed to be 3-betting out of the big blind versus small blind opens. So you have to be pretty cautious trying to like defend in those spots unless like villain's a reg, decent reg, whatever. King 8-6 suited, we're gonna raise. Kings we raise. Jack 7 we fold. Again, we're gonna check here in the bottom right with the 8. Checks. We're gonna overbet with the 8. Calls. Under the gun, I'm pretty sure you just call kings here versus the 3-bet. I don't think we 4-bet very often. Ace is not a great card to see. Fold here, fold here. We block ace king. Ace makes pocket aces less likely. He's going to c-bet this 100% of the time. Do lose to pocket queens and pocket eights, both of which can 3-bet some portion of the time. We do call here. Ace jack suited with 3-bet some portion of the time. Ace queen, so we're losing all those. Mind you, having the jacks and queens and aces out there can make it less likely he has ace jack, ace queen. And we block, significantly block ace king. That's flawed. Checked turn. We have a lot of ace X in our range. I don't really think... I don't think he goes for a ton of bets with value hands here that aren't at least 2 pair. He goes 13. I think I'm gonna shove. Oh wow, fold here, check here, check here. So we block him from having like king 10. Yeah, I'm gonna jam here. Ouch. He did snap ace queen. I didn't think he'd check back ace queen there. That's interesting. But nice hand. You got me. But I still think the shove is probably okay. You could argue just like calling there as well. It does make sense, I guess, some portion of the time for him to check back. Oh. Well played. Definitely got us on that one. Fold the queen 5 and the 4s. Fold the 10-6. And the 8-deuce off. So this is a pretty, like, I think he seems like a decent reg. How did I know? 727. That's this hand. 20. Wow, they take that much rake. It seems crazy. What was I gonna say? But these are sort of the typical stacks. I guess you'll see at the lower stakes. Pretty standard VPIP, PFR. Attempt to steal is usually a little bit too low, and your 3-bet is a little bit too low also most of the time. But like if you see stats like that, that's usually a pretty clear-cut sign that the villain's a regular. So we see bet small, he calls. We 3-bet pre, he calls. It's a bad scenario when he like flicks it back on us here. Probably just up against 10s and queens, maybe pocket 8s. We do have to call here though when he just clicks it back. He's just not bluffing, but we're getting odds to try to hit the ace or the 9 ball. And sometimes the king X will be good if we hit that as well. And we'll fold the 8-deuce and the jack 4. We do have to let that go now. Okay, fold 7-3. And we'll fold 7-3 here. And we'll raise the king 10. Okay, this guy leads into us, so we're just calling with the king. Given stack sizes, we're just pretty well stacking off almost always. He checks. We will check the club because it's going to be hard to get value out of him. We're hoping to get him to bluff again. Now we value bet, try to get called by like queen X. Fold the jack 7 and the queen deuce. Fold the queen 7 off, the 6-7 off, the jack 8 off. Okay. Fold queen deuce. Pebble is just running the table here. Okay. Motley calls. Okay, hit the 5. We're gonna overbet. Fold king 10. I think I'm gonna go for a small value bet here. Like the point of this, it's interesting. The whole point of that small value bet is that a lot of his, I'm gonna call this, I am calling this, a lot of his range is gonna be like draws and stuff. We block ace 5. Not super excited about like calling off a bunch in spots, but I think, yeah, I think we just have to call this here. Block ace 5, ace 5 diamonds blocks. I don't know if he like donk leads full pot with like jack X here. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. Thing is, even though they always value bet, like there's like nutted river binks, like you gotta look for spots like that where just it makes absolutely no sense. All right, what's going on here? Everybody calls. Flop goes check, 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 bet. And then it goes call, 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 call. Man, I really feel like I'm beat here. 2x pot, two other players. Whatever. Yep, set. Fuck it. Yeah, you just tell. You just could feel it in your bones. That's unfortunate. Close. It's hard to, like, because we have a note on him that he gets really bluffy on turn when people show weakness. So the way the hand played out, it's tough to fold bottom set there. It's not much you can do, but it's if there's a spot to fold the bottom set, that's probably it a lot of the time. And we're just gonna block that river with King Jack here for value. But yeah, a couple unfortunate hands here. We've dwindled off over the last little bit. This would be a nice one to get back at least in the top left. But again, if we get raised, we just kind of have to fold. Could even be contemplating a call with, like, I don't know, King 9 or something, ace high, hero call. Fold the queen 5. That's why we don't like second guessing ourselves. The instinct was to fold the set there. Felt too tight, but you gotta stick with your, like, sort of that instinct. What's going on here? That's missized. Okay. Okay, check here, fold the ace 4, raise the queens, fold the jack 7. Fold the king deuce, and value the queens. Let's just see how the stream's been going so far. Definitely lost a few hands over the last little bit. I think we just fold there. Just not enough bluff raising from villains on the turn check raise. It's just too much, like ace 3 and 5x there, pocket 4s, pocket 2s. There's not much else that they're going to be check raising with. Okay, and we raise the king 10. We 3-bet the ace 10 suited. 8 deuce we fold. 10 off fold. So far it's been a pretty good session. We definitely were right about dropping off over the last few hands, but we'll wheel and deal this into the stream. So far we're up just over 200 on the session today. We're gonna take a little bit of a break here now. Don't go far though. Okay, fold the ace 4, fold the pocket 8s, fold the 5-3. So it's just this morning here, this session. So I will. Oh no, did I not click that off? Oh yeah, we're good here now. Yeah, we're up there. Stream's up there. Okay. So we're just taking a quick break, and I will leave this up for anybody who comes in to check out. You can see where we're at. Running good, but EV and up here now we've lost a few of the last few hands. We've gone from what 280 to 220, but obviously we're not going to complain about a session like this. All right, everybody. I think we're going to call that the stream for now. We're 3 hours or so in. Kind of a short stream today. Longer than some, though. But yeah, we got some stuff to do. So we're going to kill the stream. Probably try to come back on later tonight. I appreciate everybody. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, follow buttons. Again, if you're interested in a poker tracker, we have a pretty good one with a promo code for 10% off. Hand to note. Highly recommended. But anywho, hit that sub, hit that like button, leave some comments, check out